Bloodborne came out in 2015 as a PlayStation 4 exclusive, playing at a smooth 30 FPS. Ever since the game came out, it has developed a huge fan following and a player base that swear by the game and adore it, so much so that they want a remaster or a remake for PC or at least the newer gen consoles so that they can enjoy this masterpiece at 60 frames per second. However, Sony seems to be not very interested in doing that, and all the requests to remaster this game have been falling on the deaf ears. And since Sony is the owner of the IP, it seems like FromSoft's hands are tied and they can't really provide us with a sequel or something of that sort unless they massively modify it to basically make it a new IP. However, I guess somebody was not okay with that, so Mr. Lance in 2021 decided to make his own PC port so that the game can be run at 60 FPS. And he was, for the most part, successful. We've seen a lot of videos pop up here and there, not just from the creator, but from other people playing, trying, and just having fun with this attempt at making a PC port. However, recently, Lance posted this, which shows Sony sending a DMCA takedown notification to Lance to basically take down the mod, saying, "Do not work on our game," which is so crazy. And this is actually one of those things where I think greed just has no bounds. Basically, Sony has been sitting on this IP forever since they have never really come out and said if they have any plans for the future of this IP or if just the base game will ever get remastered. Now, obviously, I just have a speculation that maybe since we got a Demon's Souls remaster, there's a possibility PS6 will be released with a Bloodborne 60 FPS or hey, possibly a 120 FPS PlayStation 6 port. At least let me dream that. Now, this could be an indication as to why Sony doesn't want players to go after maybe this mod and go play the game over there, and then by the time Sony is ready to do something about it, players are kind of like already bored out of the game, and now they want to play whatever FromSoft has cooking for them by that point. But Sony is being Sony at this point, and this is so infuriating because there's an IP that is just absolutely beautiful, very unique, and has a very good player base, and it has received no love at all from Sony. So players decide to take the control of this situation in their own hands, and now they're getting punished for it. Well, not really, but kind of. They're just being like scolded that no good, please stop. While they made Spider-Man in 2018, and then they've already remastered the game, brought it to PlayStation 5, and they've also brought it to PC. Now, you could argue that Spider-Man has a big fan following, so maybe Spider-Man coming to Steam and coming to the new consoles probably had like more of a higher chance of success and a higher chance of giving Sony more sales as compared to a FromSoft game, which is known for its difficulties. So it has kind of a player base that will stick to it, that will be like, no, difficulty is fine. This game is meant to be this way. You either learn it, get good, or if you can't, then you just quit and play something else. However, Elden Ring came out, and Elden Ring has been a massive success. Not just in terms of commercial success, but in terms of how many players it has pulled to this genre and towards FromSoft. This has basically ensured that FromSoft has this kind of a cult following in gamers who now look forward to each and every single one of their games and are just, always ready to throw out their money whenever a game that comes out has the title From Software. As soon as the game says that, people are already losing their mind, they're going crazy, they're making videos, and that's how you know that the game is going to be successful. So at this point, you could argue that Sony should have made a PC port or just a new console, maybe PS5 Pro, it received a lot of backlash. You could have at least come out with something that people would have appreciated you for, but they didn't. They let it be slept on. They did post a tweet which contained a Bloodborne picture. I believe it was for their anniversary, but it didn't signify anything. Maybe it was just kind of saying, okay, we know we have this game. We know you want this game. We are gonna give you this game, but we just want to, play around with it a little bit longer. We just want to milk it out a little bit more than what we can right now, which might actually work out because if they just wait a little bit more, considering how many Souls likes are coming out each year, the player base is going to keep on growing and growing. And there will be a point when the amount of players who are willing to get good and actually play the game will be a lot more, rather than the people who just go in, say the game is too hard and is not meant for everybody, and the game gets some kind of backlash, and then it just, doesn't hit the success. But let's be honest, Sony has not really been on good terms with the gamers as of recent, and they could use something positive that they can do for the community right now. And stuff like this is actually pretty infuriating because now, Sony being the tech giant that they are, obviously you don't want to try and battle things out in the court. So for you or for Mr. Lance, it's obviously better to just, take it down, get it done with. If Sony doesn't want it, then it is what it is. He just doesn't want any part in any legal issues that this could potentially bring up. And who knows, maybe Sony is right. You actually, cannot use their property like that. Maybe it was in one of the lines in the big terms and conditions that you read or you don't read before the game. In any case, I feel like this was a bit too much, and I don't think Sony should have done it. I don't know why they are holding on to this IP so badly and they don't want to do anything with it. Unless there's maybe something bigger cooking behind the scenes between FromSoft and Sony, both the sides are keeping quiet. Because for all I care, Miyazaki said there's no plans for Elden Ring after Shadow of the Erdtree, and now we're getting Night Rain. So maybe there's something going on, maybe there isn't. But at the same time, come on, Sony. You can do better than going after some random person who's just trying to make, some people happy. And the biggest thing is, everybody who is like keeping an eye on this project means that they are interested in playing that. If you were to provide them with the same thing, they will still go and purchase your product. They are not going to run away from you. All in all, if anything, this thing is creating a hype. This thing is giving Sony a free promotion to their game. It's telling Sony how many people are actually there who want this game to run in 60 FPS and on PC. And Sony can just easily calculate the numbers on how many sales they can get and how much work they should put into this game to see how much profit they can make out of it. It's that easy for them. And if that's their plan, okay, sure, I'll hold my tongue for a little bit, but please do not let this IP just die out. Do something with it. It's a good IP. It has a big fan following. You can do something with it. You can bring some cash flow in. Somebody please go to the people who are, sitting at the higher benches in Sony's stock market or something and whisper in their ears, Bloodborne PC port, money, money, money. Maybe we'll get one. Anyways, that's it, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.